What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on easily one of my favorite knives in the collection, and it is under $100, guys. This thing is the Asher Knife Co. Ti Nomad Frame Lock in M390. This thing is just such a good knife. Like I said, it is easily one of my most favored knives that I have in the collection right now. It's so good. Justin over at Astro Knife Co. sent this to me early, or he let me buy this early before the drop came out. I've had this knife for probably going on 2 months now, maybe a month and a half, something like that. So the review is very well overdue. But I've definitely put this knife through my paces of what I do carry wise and stuff like that. I've carried it a lot, and it is just so good, guys. Like, I'm gonna say it right away. I'm not even gonna wait until the end of the video. This is the best knife you can buy for under $100. Might be one of the best knives you could buy to have in the collection ever. It's that good. I love what Justin is doing over at Astro Knife Co. He's a really cool dude. Him and I have chatted a decent amount. I would call him a buddy at this point. Astro Knife Co. is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm from Northwest Pennsylvania. I love Pittsburgh. That is where I hope to live in the future, me and my girlfriend. Pittsburgh holds a special place in my heart. See, the coughing fits from last video are still, carrying over. I'm almost out of water too. I might have to go get some more. We'll see if I can make it through this video though. But yeah, Pittsburgh is just a special place in my heart. I love the city. I love the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, everything about the city. Permane Bros, like everything is just, I'm a Yinzer. So I mean, not technically a Yinzer, but I would consider myself to be one. Just an awesome city, and Justin is making some awesome products. I believe whenever these went onto the site that they sold out very, very quickly. And I know it took him a while to get them all in and stuff like that, because I think he had some mailing issues and stuff like that. And he gets these knives in pieces, and he builds them one by one. So he'll get, a bunch of parts in, and he might build 20 knives, and then he'll put 20 knives on the website for people to buy, and that's how many people can buy. So I think it's really cool that he hand builds them and tunes them and dials them up and everything like that, all by person, or all by hand, just by his person, because it's just him that's behind Asher Knife Co. Asher is his son's name. I can't talk tonight, guys. I apologize. It's his son's name, so that's why he went with Asher Knife Co. And Justin has, his first knives that he came out with were good knives. They were good materials for the price, but he is just getting to a point where M390 titanium, I almost said Nomad, M390 titanium bearings, frame lock for like $95, guys. How? Like, what magic is he working over there? Just phenomenal. So I'm gonna quit, being really, really excited over this knife, even though it's hard to do, and I'm gonna dial it down, and we're gonna dive into the review. So starting off with materials, like I said, this is a titanium framed knife with some black hardware. You got a black loop over style, almost deep carry clip. I wish it was a little bit, farther back towards the butt end of the knife. That's really the only complaint I have about, Justin's products. I just wish they were a little bit more deep carry. But I really like the pot clip. It works really, really well. It is also lefty carry too, and he includes a black filler tab over here, which looks really nice. I'm glad that he did that, so there's not like an indent in the scale over here on the show side. Black pivot, black thumb studs. You can see there's a fuller going through there. M390, oh, wrong side, M390 right there. This is a flat ground blade, very, very thin. You guys can see the stock is super thin. This thing's a really good slicer, has a really, really good edge on it, and yeah, so AK for Astro Knife Co. right there. Just all around a great knife. I just did my review on the bug out, and I talked about how much I liked it, but I would have to go as far as saying that these knives are obviously very, very similar, and I would consider this to be a bug out killer. They're basically the same, hand shape or handle shape, handle size, blade shape, everything you like about a knife. but a better material. Everything you like about the bug out, except for the access style lock. However, at the time of me filming this, I believe the Nomad 3.0 with the access style lock that Justin does, I think it was live on the site, but I don't know if they're still in stock. That could also be considered a bug out killer because it's more of a traditional access style lock and not a frame lock, but very, very similar, very, very, very comparable. And I love the bug out, but this thing is just next level good. You do have a lock bar interface, or a lock bar interface right there. You guys can't really see it too well, but there's a screw. No, internal milling or skeletonizing going on, but for being titanium, this thing is super, super lightweight. And then you have a black G10 backspacer as well, which matches the clip and the hard, pivot, thumb studs, everything like that, all the hardware. So just I don't know, all the materials are incredibly good. Next, we're going to jump into action. So this does have dual thumb studs, like I said. And it also has a fuller down there, which I think the fuller adds so much to this knife. I'm so glad that Justin designed that in there. But thumb flicking, very, very good. Makes a nice sound too. I really, really enjoy that. Middle finger flick, you can use the thumb stud. Fires out of there. Just such a good sound too. Whoops. And then you can also choke down and use the fuller, kind of just shove the pad of your middle finger in there, and you can flick it with that too. I don't know which one I prefer between the thumb studs and the fuller. They're both satisfying in their own way. When you use the thumb studs, you have to give a little bit more, muscle to push it out of there because you're right next to the frame lock. I don't know there we go. I'm all discombobulated, guys. But right next to the frame locks, you have to give a little bit more pressure. So that might feel like the detent's a little bit stronger. But when you get down here on the fuller, you don't have to give as much pressure, and it still flies out very, very well. Justin tuned the detent so well on these guys. And I don't know who he makes it from. I don't think he's ever revealed who the OEM of his products are. But whoever they are, they make, they do really, really well, and they do a good job. So you can slow roll this knife as long as you just aren't like hammering down on the lock bar, which I just kind of ride down here on the clip, just like that. Very, very smooth. This knife is on bearings, which is another huge perk too. Just so smooth. I could do this all day too, and I don't even like to slow roll. So thumb flick, slow roll, middle finger flick with these studs, middle finger flick with the fuller, and you can also use your index finger and use the fuller as well, and it'll come right out. So this thing is, super fidgetable. The opening action is snappy. It's responsive. It feels really, really good in your hand whenever you're deploying it. In closing action, you have a little bit of jimping right there on the lock bar that you're able to dig into. It doesn't take much at all to push the lock bar out of the way. It's very, very simple, very easy. You just move it out of the way. It drops right to your thumbnail. Shake once and you're done. Very, very smooth. I did take this knife apart and throw some KPL on it and clean it up a little bit, but it was really smooth from the factory, or from Justin. I guess he's technically the factory. Excuse me. He dialed it really well. I think I flicked it so much the one pivot came a little bit loose because I think the Loctite was not fully set or something like that. So that's why I took it apart and cleaned everything up. But yeah, just ridiculously good action. I've carried this and fidgeted with it a lot, so it's definitely broken in at this point. But yeah, so we'll try it. Break that secondary area up there. Even from not dropping to your nail, as long as you get past like the detent ball track. It's that smooth, guys. For $90, keep that in mind, $90. I'm sure I'll say it later in the video, but incredible. So action's really good. I can't say a bad thing about the action. Next up is the Ergos. And this knife is super, super skinny, super, just slim, very comfortable in the hand, very minimalistic. You only really have a cutout here with some jimping, and it's just flat and sort of, I mean, there's a little bit of swelling right here, but then flat. I can easily get all 4 fingers on this knife. My pinky's, chilling back there, just having a good old time. There's no jimping up top, which very similar to the Chris Blade Works Variant PE that I just reviewed. It's very comfortable. The blade stock is, on the thinner side, but I can still get a really good, purchase up there with my thumb. Very comfortable. No hot spots at all. The pocket clip, it's not super, it's definitely a little higher because some pocket clips are more on an angle, where this one is just basically straight across and it doesn't dip back down at all until you get to that point, but then it flattens back out. But I mean, I can feel it's there, but it is not very hot spotty at all. It's, very comfortable to use. Just very similar to a bug out, and I just, it's hard to not compare the two. But Ergos are good, guys. Like, it's just any hand, small, large. I mean, if you have huge mitts, you're not going to fit on here, but anyone with a normal size hand, small, medium, large, maybe extra large, because you can probably fit a little bit more on there, but just stupid comfortable. So really, really good. Next, we're going to move on to carry. Spoiler alert, carry is also very, very well done. Like I said, it's, a good size. It's relatively lightweight. There's no sharp edges at all. There's no flipper tab to worry about. So if you're sticking your hand down by it, you're going to be fine. I've carried this primarily in my front right pocket. Does very, very well. The only thing that I could complain about it, like I said, is the fact that he does not put the deep carry clip, just a little bit farther up there. I feel like that screw, maybe they could have integrated that screw to be like the top clip screw or something like that, because then it would be a true deep carry, to the butt end of the knife. But that's just a small complaint. It still carries very, very well, and you have a little bit sticking out of your pocket. Sorry about that again, guys. There was another interruption. This time my iPhone storage was full. I guess I had forgotten to delete a lot of the previous videos that I filmed, and they were kind of lengthier ones, so that took up a lot of my storage, but we got that fixed. And I think the last thing I was talking about, was how the deep carry clip isn't traditional, as deep as it could, I guess, and how I think that he could have maybe integrated the that top screw right there as maybe like the top clip screw if you would have moved it up. But that's just a small nitpick. It's really the only thing that I have to complain about this knife. Like, it's just so good. And carry, it's, pretty lightweight, titanium, and nice and thin, slim, thin, whatever you want to call it. Just rides in the pocket really, really well. And it's, again, guys, I don't have another complaint at all besides the clip being a little bit low. But that takes us into our final category of price point and what I recommend this knife. Guys, if you don't know by now, at the end of this video, after watching 13 minutes of it or whatever it is so far, if you don't know by now if I would recommend this knife or not, come on now. $90 for titanium M390 on bearings, a thin stock, great action. Just, I mean, what? Like, $90. How did Justin, how did you do this, dude? How did you pull this off? Just crazy. And I think, like I said, the new Nomad 3.0, which is the newest Axis style lock from Justin, or from Astro Knife Co., he has new contoured G10 scales, also with M390, and I think it's like $90 too. So he's just putting out bangers after bangers after bangers. I also have a Nomad 2.0, or sorry, not a Nomad, a Centauri 2.0 or Century 2.0. I forget how you technically say it, but it's basically the Axis style lock with gray G10, and it has a harpoon style blade. It's over in my knife case. I just don't want to stand up and get it. And I also have a flashback that Justin sent over to me to check out and to keep in the channel, or to keep in the collection and stuff like that. So I actually think that might be a giveaway knife soon, just because I'm not carrying it that much anymore, especially with this guy in town. Like, this is the new sheriff in town for my Astro knives and stuff like that, and it's just that good and stuff like that. So maybe if I do another giveaway or something like that, or if I join like Kevin Lefty EDC's live, Lefty Live, maybe I'll toss that in the giveaway too. Just an idea, but I'm just doing some outside the box thinking right now. But absolutely recommend this knife. It's the best money. It's the best knife money can buy for under $100, and it's hands down one of the best knives you can buy in general. Just materials, fit and finish, action, everything like that. Carry is so good. Like, it's probably a top 3 knife for me in my collection. And not that I have a very robust collection right now. I don't have a ton of expensive knives in the collection, but it's that good. And I know Kevin even said that, I think in his one video, he was even considering it making his knife of the year. I didn't do a knife of the year. I didn't do a budget knife of the year because there was a lot of stuff that I didn't get in. I wasn't able to buy. And I just didn't have a chance to check it out or anything like that. So I didn't make any of those videos. But this definitely is my budget knife of the year if I were to make one, and arguably my knife of the year. It's just, guys, stupid good. Definitely be on the lookout for when Justin gets more of these in for restocking. I think you can, like, if you go on his website, which I will leave his site and his Instagram page linked down below, please go follow him on Instagram. Please go check the website out. Instagram is a really good way of keeping up with him, and he posts stories and updates a lot of when he'll be putting stuff up on the website. And I think if you go on the website, you can go find the Ti Nomad frame lock, and I'm pretty sure that you can put like your email in, and it'll like notify you when they're live and stuff like that. So go check it out. Again, they'll be linked in the description down below. Just hands down one of the best knives you could buy right now. So many good things going for it, and I'm so glad that Justin is able to bring such a quality product for such a small amount of money. He's just a wizard. Justin, you are the man. Happy for you, dude. Like, just thank you. So that's enough ranting, raving, and stumbling through the video today, guys. I really, really appreciate you all for watching and for supporting. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.